That was good.
Solid.
Really good.
It's quite
All
the opener.
right. Yes.
It's a perfect opening for what this episode is. Welcome back to Power Trip.
Welcome back to Power Trip. Hope you all sighed in excitement too.
So, this is a weird episode. It's
Andy's idea,
It's my idea.
which is why it's weird. Yeah.
So, I haven't loaded up my Switch in quite a few months.
Okay.
Because I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, I've been playing Scarlet Nexus. A lot of PS5 shit's come out lately.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I loaded up my Switch, whatever. I was like, oh, let's see what's come out on the shop. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, not much has come out on the shop. I kind of wanted to do a short episode
Okay.
on the dismal state that has become the Nintendo eShop and the wasteland it has become.
So it's been a while since I've been on the eShop as well too, but I don't necessarily think that it's as barren of a wasteland as you think it is.
Kevin, you're the deciding factor.
I haven't turned my Switch on in like 6 months.
Kevin hates anything that brings joy to people.
This will change your tune. I guarantee it.
Okay.
You will change your tone by the end of this.
Change my mind.
So here's this episode. We're going to browse the Nintendo eShop.
Okay.
So, if I could have a controller, please.
Thrilling. Exciting.
I'll drive.
All right. So here we go.
Just kidding.
Oh my God. So the first thing we're going to do is go into the recent releases.
Okay. All right.
So here we go.
So that's probably why, because Paul doesn't hit this tab.
I have before.
No, I don't believe you.
So the first thing you'll notice,
It's slow as
$3, $4, $2.
So cheap games by themselves, like,
Whoopsies.
That
Whoops.
to me.
Whoopsies.
What the hell?
Joy-Con drift. Sorry. Anyway, yes.
I don't believe that just because a game is cheap means that it's going to be bad.
Normally you're right.
Because I've gotten games for cheap that ended up being really good, or games that I really wanted.
Yes.
And they were on sale, and so I paid like next to nothing. Or, in the case of some of them, I paid nothing for them because I had gold points. Mm-hmm. And so it literally paid for the game.
But generally speaking, like this Sherlock Purr, if you see a 91% off, it's normally a $24 game for $2.
So that game, at least seeing the screenshots there, I don't know what company is behind Sherlock Purr, but that game should not have been $23.99 to begin with.
Commando Panda is behind it. Let's see what else they've done.
Drift
Legacy Edition, $2.
So they've got Sherlock Purr Extended Edition.
$2. So the rest of these are like, this is all they do.
So apparently...
Quality.
Apparently they have made enough money that it merits them actually making additional Sherlock Purr games.
Sure.
Just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean that it doesn't have a market.
Oh, I'm not saying there's no market for these, because clearly somebody's making money off them. I'm just saying I wouldn't even say we're niche gamers.
No.
We're about as average as they come.
Average gamer.
Your average gamer is not going to pick this up. Or this.
Cyberpoly looks almost like a...
Or this.
What?
Or this.
Okay. Cyberpoly almost looks like a Cyberpunk 2077.
I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what it is. Enter the Dark City, where every choice there is 404 games.
RPG.
It's a Cyberpunk RPG. Okay. So, based on the screenshots, so a big thing that's been the problem with...
It's like Fear Effect.
With the eShop is there's a lot of games that have been posting screenshots of what the game looks like, and the game does not play like that.
Oh, I gotcha.
There's been a big thing where the false advertising.
I didn't say that's something that's big issue on like phones.
Yeah. So Class of Heroes, this was actually a game.
An established series.
This is an established series. It was out on PSP. P Cube is actually a pretty big,
complete edition,
a pretty big.
Two games in one.
and it's a good game.
Yeah.
Well, if it's your if it's your thing, it's a dungeon crawler.
Right on the first page of the recent releases.
Yes.
Okay.
So here we're gonna keep going. Trash punk. Okay.
RPG Maker.
Well, no.
No, maybe not.
It's another one of those where
Trash Punk looks almost like a retro style, like Link to the Past,
which is a another very big thing right now.
Well, that, to be quite honest, you have Shovel Knight to thank for that.
Yes.
Shovel Knight was so well beloved, and it did so well, and it sold on literally it was ported to every single console, and then everybody had to start doing this retro, like, 8-bit style, 16-bit style games.
Oh yeah, try to cash in on it.
Yeah.
So obviously Classic Heroes together, because it was part of the bundle thing. But you have Street Flow, it looks like a SimCity thing.
I would not care less one way or the other about that. Okay.
Hazel, Tales from the Underrealm. Visual novels are a fucking glut on the eShop.
Well, some people...
Visual novels are everywhere.
Okay.
Our buddy Tim is big into visual novels.
Yeah.
And I want to say he said before, not all are created equal.
No, sure. Was it Doki Doki Literature Club was a novel?
So, Dracula vs. Monsters, a $5 game. This is a big thing, too. You look at the cover art of it. I'm just going to say cover art. Looks fucking neat. All right, cool. Dracula vs. Monsters. And that's...
I hate this style of game.
That's what it looks like.
So, do you know what else that reminds me of?
What's that?
Do you remember... I don't know, this little system called the Nintendo Entertainment System that had incredible box art on some of their games, and then we put them in, and then they just sucked horribly?
It's also been 40 years since the fucking Nintendo. We're a little past that.
And guess what? They're still using the same tactics.
So, full price.
Great.
$5.
So, obviously...
How good can it be?
It's probably a short game.
Or it's a phone game ported over.
Zombie aliens, whatever the fuck. Brain memory, this is another kind of thing. iNotes. Sticky notes.
Who would pay $12.19 for sticky notes?
But that's my point. This is huge on the eShop right now. Not this particular game, but this type of thing.
Why?
Who knows?
So then why is your gripe with the e-store when it should be with
because
gamers who keep buying this stuff?
I'm not saying big as in people buy it. I'm saying big as in they're everywhere.
Oh.
This is half the problem with the eShop.
The problem is Nintendo's no longer cultivating the crap out.
They are. It's becoming what Kevin and I know as the Xbox 360 era of eShop. The Xbox, was it called Xbox Live? What was it called? Their shop.
It was just Xbox Store, I think.
The Xbox Store was like this, where it was just anybody and everybody could put out a game. Whether it was good or not, they didn't monitor it. It could be false advertising. They could do whatever the fuck they wanted, and they would put it up there.
Okay.
That's a good example. So
I don't know. It looks like you get what you pay for.
So this thing, let's take a little deeper dive into Red Deer Games, who made this.
Red Deer Games.
658 titles they've released on the store.
Hentai Girls Magnificent Edition? What?
We'll get into this. So, Piano, Learn and Play Ultra.
Okay.
Nora, the Wannabe Elk. I don't know what any of these are.
Wannabe Elk.
Companion. End Paint.
One Night Burlesque.
Fit My Cat. Cyber Protocol. Tell Me Your Story. I guess this is as good a time as any to get into these. This is a big thing on the eShop as well. Hentai something.
Isn't that like adult material?
Yes.
So, yeah, it should be.
Hentai normally is, yeah.
Hentai normally is. But that's the bullshit that they... 90% off. Hentai 85% off. 89% off. $2. They're literally just slide puzzles.
By saying new, as in like it just came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just came out and it's 89% off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which tells you something. So Little Mouse is like an Golf Extended Edition. I don't know anything about the One Night Burlesque.
Oh, they did the Smurfs?
New operating system. This is like nothing. These are just... Clock! AAA Clock Extreme. End paint, fun chess, paid for kids.
That's bollocks. So they were never intending to sell AAA Clock Extreme Complete for $13.19. That was always going to be like a $2-3 game, and now they're just trying to make you think like, oh, it's 84% off.
It's like whenever a store says like something's on sale when that's just the normal price.
It's like Kohl's department store. You never buy anything full price there because chances are it's going to be on sale next week.
Yeah, maybe.
But you're noticing a trend.
Yeah.
$199, $199, $199, $199, $199, $199.
So this is basically it is shovelware.
Exactly, shovelware. That's a cow for $6.
That's a cow.
That's a cow. The Blind Prophet. I don't know anything about some of these, but like. You're seeing the type of things that are coming out by this
comic coloring book
by this developer.
Piano for kids. Wow, they have a lot of different piano games.
Yep, that's one thing that these developers have been getting slammed for.
I'm surprised that they got the license for making a Smurfs game
or the Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah, look at that, DACA Squadron, huh?
So that's another thing. A lot of developers are getting in trouble for is taking. So let's take Clock, Super Clock, or whatever the fuck it was, AAA Clock.
Okay.
They'll release it again, add some different colors, and call it something else, and still charge you another $2 for it.
Huh.
So
I saw this.
Hentai, AAA Clock.
Yeah, AAA Clock, and then there was AAA Clock Complete.
$10.
Oh, that's a Cow Complete Edition.
That's Cow Complete Edition for $2. AAA Clock Extreme Definitive.
What? It's the same.
It's literally
the same.
Same thumbnails. But this is very rampant on the eShop right now. You thought I was kidding. Wow. Piano, learn and play. But I guarantee there's at least another 12 to 15 hentai games in here.
That's a little bit on the nose. Trash Quest.
Yeah. Like, there's got to be at least another 15 fucking hentai games in here.
Animal Valley Art School Deluxe Edition. I hate anybody that calls it Deluxe Edition.
Oh, yeah. It loses all meaning.
There's nothing deluxe about it.
At this point, calling anything a complete edition, ultimate edition, take your pick, is lost all meaning.
Yeah.
In the eShop at this point. Wild Agachi Virtual Pet.
Deluxe Edition.
Deluxe Edition.
She Wants Me Dead Extended Edition. Okay.
So, like I said, you're noticing a pattern in all of these releases. 649 games he's released.
Burlesque. Oh, that's a different version of One Night Burlesque.
Or they've released.
Just go up to that One Night Burlesque.
How many different times can you release the same game?
I want to see like the.
You want to look at it?
Well, I just want to see the
content warning. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe. Well, probably not.
Step in the smoky world, the Angel's Den, a luxurious burlesque bar.
Help her on
Club.
A desperate mission.
Hold on. To save a friend from certain doom. It's a visual novel with puzzle elements. Whoops. I didn't want to run the video.
You didn't have to do that.
So, it's a half-baked fucking visual
There's
novel.
Nothing really burlesque about it except for the clothing styles and stuff. Okay.
So, but I'm not going to go through all 600 something.
No.
There you go. Hentai stars. Hentai girls.
Go to the hentai stars.
Oh my god. Why? Are you gonna buy all these for $20?
God, no. Oh. No, I want to see some of these screen grabs to see, like, how do they get away with this?
So I'll tell you, I have looked at some of these just out of curiosity. Most of them are basically just, that's considered a hentai thing. Hentai thing. There's, and to be honest, it's like slide puzzles.
Yeah, everybody's fully clothed. Okay.
Yeah, it's like slide puzzles. There's free download content.
Go hit view all real quick.
There's downloadable content for it. Wow.
There are 9 items added. So
it's probably just different.
It's just different characters.
Different characters.
Now, I don't know if they get naked. Maybe they do. Maybe you see some boobles.
You
never know. But look at this. No. Hentai Stars Deluxe, Ultimate, Extended, Special, Premium, Definitive, Complete.
They're all 19.
Legendary, Platinum, Director's Cut. They're literally all the same game. All the same game.
Wow.
Tell me that's not a scam.
Does Nintendo just not like? Well, I mean, granted, there's so many different game developers now.
We're gonna move on from Red Deer Games. They're the worst offender.
There's so many. There's so many developers of games that it would probably be impossible for Nintendo to monitor it all.
Yeah.
But I just wonder how they could get away with something like that, where they call it a different game.
How can they not monitor it all? It's their server.
Yeah.
Somebody's in charge of it.
Someone at Nintendo said it's all right for them to upload that.
So this is like Demon Slayer.
That's an anime.
I know
it's an anime.
I know what Demon Slayer.
It's like a WarioWare kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's a new game because I've seen it in stores and stuff like that. So which is why it's $60.
This is Saga. It's another Saga game from the Saga series.
Okay, so it's not all crap.
Not all crap. There are a few big
but you
developers.
really have to sift through some crap to get to them.
Exactly. Cats hidden in Italy for $1.
Oh, okay. But you know what, though? The hidden cats in New York, I can get that because there are, especially gamers of the female persuasion, tend to like those, like, the hide-and-seek games where it's like you find the hidden items and the pictures and stuff. So, I understand it. I'm saying I can see where it's coming from. And it's literally, and they're not hiding anything.
Does this look like a hidden cat game?
Yes.
To you?
Well, that's... Oh. Wait, what? That's...
Well, kind of, I guess.
Kind of, because there's probably a cat somewhere. Yep, I see a cat. Although, wait, every single cat is blue.
You're just now noticing that, Paul.
Oh. Wait, are they not in color if you're... Yeah, because it's 15 of 50. There's still 50 other... I see a cat that's not colored in. That's
okay.
why. See, I can understand where they're coming from with this.
You can see the appeal.
It looks stupid, but I can get it. But they're also not hiding anything. The game is on sale for $2.39 from its regular price of $2.99.
Still trash.
Still trash.
Oh, the Epix Collection handheld? Epix is a Nintendo, like... They used to be.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. I've noticed is these arcade archives games.
Yeah,
Hamster.
Epix, I believe, did 3D World Runner.
I think so, but we'll look at some of these because this Hamster or something or other has put out a lot of these arcade classics. There's actually a Legacy of the Wizard arcade classic in here called Dragon Slayer 4. So obviously you have versus Mario Brothers. You have all these 415.
So I have I already have a Namco collection that's got Legacy of the Wizard on it.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Punch Out, the Sunset Riders, Super Punch Out. Like, some of these I can understand. I've actually gotten a couple of
Punch
these.
Out. Is that the original Punch Out?
The original Punch Out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've actually gotten a couple. I got, I ended up getting,
Mappy.
what did I get?
Excite Bike? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, some of these are pretty good.
Well, it's because you got to take a look at it from the perspective of these games. Arcade Tecmo Bowl. Wow.
Yeah.
That looks much different.
So, like, a lot of the arcade games.
Yeah, some of these games you can't play anymore.
Well, it's
right.
Or like the Neo Geo stuff, we never got a whole ton of it over.
The arcade version of Dragon Spirit, like, alright, that's up my alley. Some of these are kind of worth it.
Haunted Castle.
The Haunted Castle,
Haunted Castle, yep. But Akari Warriors. So, like, some of these aren't bad. Magician Lord.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the arcade version of Rygar.
So if they've got Magician Lord, and it looks just like it, I wonder if they have Magic Sword.
They might.
You just search for it. It would fast.
There you go. Hentai Girls, Steamy Maid. That's kind of that's considered a slide puzzle.
And it's a sliding puzzle. Okay.
It's it's stupid.
Huh.
But that's
Steamy Maid.
Steamy Maid, baby.
I also love that it's 66% off too. It should have made it more on the nose and said 69% off.
Yeah. So I mean, but you're seeing
Home Office.
What?
What?
Oh, it's like a visual novel again. Romance.
Oh, visual novel. Yes, of course.
Visual novel. Yeah.
Yeah. This it looks like another crappy, just whatever game. But that's,
look at that! 5 Nights of Nightmare.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna have your crappy wannabe horror titles. It's $4 normally, $5.
Go to it. Go to it.
Oh my god, you are not gonna buy this.
Well, you never know.
Andy, blur out his credit card information.
Never say never.
Never say never. Oh, it pushes your nerves to the
escape horror story.
To the brink Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow, those look like worse than PS1 games.
So I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure it's scary. I'm sure it's on the par with Visage.
The eerie surroundings.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on par with Visage. You
Of
know,
course
big
it
time
is.
company. But I mean, so I know this was a kind of a. I know it's been released on PlayStation stuff too as well. It's not. You see a lot of these kinds of games.
Yeah. Toridama 2. It's a little taken out of the page of Abbey Road.
I don't know what that is.
It's just, I don't know what it is either. It's just that they modeled it after Abbey Road.
Yeah,
The Beatles
Musha.
album.
it's Megaton Musashi
I
or
know,
something.
yeah.
Mega. It's some sort of
It's a mecha game.
mecha game.
Ratty Rinth.
Puss in Boots wanna be
You think it's a
Metro
sequel?
or Super Mario Metroid.
Think it's a sequel to Puss in Boots?
I
on
think
Nintendo?
I think buy it and let me know what you think.
Funny.
Obviously, this is a big title that came out. Yuden Chronicles. It's the sole successor to Suikoden.
Oh, is it really?
It is. I backed it on Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, you have your Wrath of the
Yep.
Mutants.
I actually have a physical copy.
I know this one was talked about quite a bit. I want to say this is kind of like a Metroidvania-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Back out of this and go to bestsellers.
Oh, but I'm not done yet with Hentai Stars. Hentai World.
Ping Race?
Where's Ping Race? There you go. Ping pong balls, baby.
Okay.
Carnival
That's
drawing.
99 cents. Like, you know what you're getting into.
Some people
The
don't.
fact that it's allowed to exist.
Corn Kids 64.
And here we go again with that One Night Burlesque Legendary Edition. Oh, God.
Magical Dash Girl. But I mean, you're seeing most of these games are under $5. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes.
Except for like the
I've
AAA
noticed.
titles that are, well,
It's
even
all, look at that. Connect 4. Oh, wait. Nope. They can't use that name. 4 in a row.
4 in a row, bitch.
Okay.
All right. So Hydlide 2. Okay, this is another big thing. These egg things. They've released like East 1 and 2, I think.
Okay.
All right. So, but yes. So that's that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, keep making your point.
I mean, we can keep going. But what do you want me to do?
Go to bestsellers. I want to see what people are buying.
Okay.
Because hey, you know what? Netflix, Hulu, they're all the same. There's a lot of shit on there. It doesn't necessarily mean that anybody's watching it.
Right.
I would filter out and do download only.
Stardew Valley, I've heard good things about.
Well, most of these are download only. Overcooked, Hollow Knight,
The later Overcooked games, yes. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was
Hades,
physical.
I think.
Mario Kart.
But you're
8,
right. Most of these are.
Among Us.
A
What are
lot
you
of
doing?
those all have physical releases.
I'm gonna do download only.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll do download only.
So this way, it's things that were only available in the eShop.
Okay.
Well, something.
Mike,
Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight. Oh, they didn't make a physical version of Hollow Knight, did they?
I don't really know anything about Among Us. I know it's some goofy thing.
it's an interesting game, but
I don't know what Baltro is. It must be some
Ori
sort
and the Blind Forest, they did make a physical copy.
Sort of, I think.
Oh, interesting. Maybe not.
Well, they did.
Maybe not the definitive edition.
Yeah, but I know Ori and the Blind Forest was a big game.
Yeah.
I don't know what Stitch is.
Yeah, Sea of Stars I've heard of.
Sea of Stars is
So,
huge.
obviously, Vampire Saviors or Survivors.
It's just like that other that trash game that was.
But
It's a horde game. It's like a pixel horde game.
$4.99, you may think, oh, that looks like a crappy game. It's the 10th best selling.
It is still a crappy game. I don't care how well it's.
People could buy it, but doesn't necessarily mean they play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I like to spend just $5 and never use it.
Hey,
Ha! I wonder how many games in here have been bought and never played.
Poppy Playtime kind of looks like a ripoff of like.
No, that's a sequel.
Is it?
Poppy Playtime's its own. It's.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. Airplane Flight Simulator. I mean, you got me there. I don't know what to tell you about some of these.
Okay.
Color Road.
Disco Elysium, I've heard of.
Disco Elysium. But more often than not.
Okay, keep
So
going.
basically,
keep
the games
going.
that are selling aren't the shit shovelware. Though.
Slime Rancher's not. I mean, I've heard of that. That's
Okay,
a big
Castle
thing.
Crashers.
Castle Crashers, Steam Heist World.
Steam World I've heard of before, yeah.
Yep, Uden Rising.
Wait,
This
what is
Mario.
Oh, versus Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the arcade version. Nice.
So I would say 80% of these were pretty big
These are
games.
The software titles that have been downloaded most frequently over the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would say most of these are pretty well established, bigger games.
Okay.
Not hentai.
Let's see what's coming soon.
That's that. Yes, I was going to that.
Okay.
We'll see what's coming soon. This is where I came up with the idea for this episode.
More hentai girls. El Shaddai.
El Shaddai is getting re-released. This was a PS3 game.
It's going to be quite downgraded on here.
Interesting.
I don't know what they're doing to it, but yeah, I was surprised by that one. I still have it new. I didn't even open it.
I do for the 360 because I found it at a dollar store for like $2.99 or $3.99, and I'm like, I don't even have a 360, but it's El Shaddai. Like, okay, I'm gonna buy it.
The Fall of Elena Temple. This is a big thing.
Grim Boy. That looks like a Game Boy type game.
Yeah. Tales from Candleforth.
Okay.
Like, this looks like a search around, look for things.
Pac-Man, Chomp Champs.
Pac-Man still gets games.
Oh yeah.
Look for Green Moon. Like.
Oh wow, it's coming out May 1st. That's
Pac-Man
so
Chomp Champs.
It
looks like a Pac-Man 99 kind of thing.
Stupid.
Yeah,
it's not our style. But
no, it almost looks like Pac-Man.
Endless Ocean, I know, is a big one. That's a thing. But like, some of these games, I'm confused as to who the market is for some of these.
Oh, maybe Freddy Fish 5. It's for
2.
kids,
Freddy
probably.
Fish Collection.
Wow, lots of Freddy Fish.
Lots of Freddy Fish. Hentai Tales.
Who's doing that one?
This is a visual novel, though.
Who's doing it though?
I'm willing to bet Red Deer.
It's also a puzzle.
Red Deer Games.
Well, can you find out? Like,
that's what I'm doing.
This is the other thing about the eShop. There's no reason for it to be that slow.
17 Studio.
Okay, that's a new
1,400 titles. Let's see. 15.
Hentai.
9/11 Cannibal.
Hentai Project. Words.
Hentai Tales.
Words in Word. Oh, so
Hentai Tales 1997 Left. So nothing over $10.
Okay.
So they're probably shovelware. But that's on the upcoming, as if anybody cared.
And it's already 30% off.
And it's already 30% off.
You order it for 30% off.
Learn some kanji. MotoGP. I don't know if this is a big thing.
Full Metal Sergeant. Huh.
Full Metal Sergeant, probably, who knows?
Armed and Gelatinous Couch Edition.
Trigger Heart Excelica is a vertical shooter.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a bullet hell.
Yeah. Sawow, the Toy Wonderland. I don't know what that means. Sklash. Stylized, like...
Okami.
I don't know what it is. Strange. Yeah, okay.
Surmount. Okay, keep going.
That's attack. Spot the difference with dogs. A cute little long-haired chihuahua.
People like that kind of stuff.
Farm tractor simulator. Ninja flip. This is starting to look like Steam. Bombcat. Outbreak. The Fedora Files.
You know, it's also the fact that there's only two things per time. Why do they have to be so damn big? Reduce it. Give me like 7 in a fucking row.
Because my horse stories.
Oh, this is fucking irritating.
Baking time.
The shop is so poorly designed.
He's taking so long to like look at each one.
Because we're looking at the thumbnails
individually.
So I know Shockman is a thing.
Shockman actually looks more like a
anime.
Yeah, but it looks like a Gunstar Heroes or even
I would say more of like a Phallus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Night Simula. Yeah, All Noobs Must Die. But you notice,
Cool Kids Collection.
How many of these have been, bigger titles like AAA or a more established?
Yeah, but each one of these, I mean, you're only in Adventure Field. Looks like they use the lettering from
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a remake, by the way. This is an Adventure Field remake.
But remember that you've got all of these games are coming out around the same time. Like we've gone from May 1st to so far
May 8th
to May 8th. So a AAA title is not coming out every week, and you can't expect a AAA title.
But the fact that there are this many games coming out in that short of a time period lets you know they're pretty much all trash.
And how many of them?
What the hell do you think happened back in the days of the Atari?
A game a week.
Once designer, like, once they knew how to make games for the system, they were throwing everything they could because they knew that, like, kids wanted.
And that was how many years ago? And they still haven't learned from that crap?
It's not that they haven't learned. It's that if you are making a game that costs you, obviously, $500 or less.
Why don't you buy Qualia? All right. Visual novel.
Look at this one. Probably cost them $500 to make it, and if they can sell at least $1,000 on that game, what's to stop them from making 3 more that they're like, oh yeah, let's just take this $200 investment or $500 investment, we'll double it, we'll triple it, maybe even. Like, why do you think, okay, people...
Crab Digger, Tropical Island.
And this often really infuriates me, because people are like, with the Friday the 13th series, we'll take for example, they came out with Friday the 13th 10, Jason X. Jason Goes to Space. Like,
it was great.
Oh my
that was the
God,
greatest one.
Why? Why don't they stop doing this? This just looks stupid. Now they're not even trying. No, they don't have to try. It takes them $1 million to make this movie, $2 million, whatever, and it will gross $10 million. People say, oh yeah, it was a failure at the box office. Not to me. It grossed, it was 5 times what they put into it.
Jason X was the worst example you could have picked, because that was the best one in the series.
That's fine. I don't give 2 shits, but the average person is like, why is this series still going? That's why! Because it still sells!
Saw would be the better example.
Saw, of course.
They came out with one every year, and it was a precipitous drop from 2.
They did, and that was the thing, too, is that those movies cost them literally less than $10 million to make per movie, and it was making, on average, between 27 to 35 million, like, per movie.
Well, that's every slasher movie.
Well, but I'm just saying, though, is literally making back 3 times its cost. And it's the same thing with movies that come out directly to DVD or directly to home release. Mm-hmm. Like, they literally put $500,000 into this. Why do you think that some of those crappy movie companies or whatever, they were hiring Bruce Willis to, like, basically put him on the box, and they were selling gangbusters, but they didn't care about, hey...
The red box thing that he was going through?
We'll have him for 2 days of filming, we'll pay him $1 million, like, but hey, we're going to get our money back, because a lot of people are going to see Bruce Willis, and they're just going to buy it in flocks, which, that's literally what sold those movies.
Those movies didn't sell necessarily to consumers. They were red box movies.
Maybe they were red box movies.
So whoever bought that's a whole scam. The whole Redbox thing is there's a big kerfuffle about Redbox and the owner and all that shit because basically Redbox would say, we're going to buy your movie and put it in our red boxes we give you so much up front, and they make their movie. And kind of the same as like Tubi movies. Like all those movies that are direct to Tubi, they're paid right away. But like you said,
there's no kerfuffle then, because they're basically being paid an exclusivity agreement.
Yeah, pretty much.
What it is.
But it's
But that's what I'm saying, though. To try
it's quantity over quality.
So, but that is my point, and to bring it full circle here with these types of games, yes, they look stupid. They look absolutely like what idiotic person would purchase these. But guess what? When they put next to nothing into it, they can start turning into a Red Deer Games where they have 600 and something odd titles.
Release the same game 14 times.
Release the same game 14 times. Well, guess what? You literally are not making, like, you didn't spend any other...
In their defense, that's a Bethesda thing, too.
You did not spend any additional money, and somebody will see this and think, oh my god, there's now a definitive edition. There's going to be at least 1 or 2 people. And that's free money at that point.
Yeah, but it should be on Nintendo to make sure this sort of crap doesn't keep getting listed.
So blame Nintendo for that.
100%.
That's fine, but...
I'm not blaming consumers for buying this shit.
I am.
I'm saying the whole point of this episode was to see how much shit is in here. Because a game... So let me try to find a AAA title in here.
Because that's a
Pool Party.
Let me try to find... Here you go. Well, no, that's a bad example too, actually.
Why is it a bad example?
Because it's an HD remake.
And there's your AAA title.
Yeah, but it's almost weird because like HD remakes are kind of. I'm trying to think of a better example than that.
What are you looking for?
I have no idea.
Willy's Wonderland? Go back up.
No.
Go back up. They're making a Willy's Wonderland?
That movie was
kind of.
It was so great. Oh my god, it's like a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's like a beat 'em up. Oh my! Do you want me to put this on your wish list?
Maybe.
Get the fuck out of here, you idiot!
Oh, there's only 2 pictures?
No, it's loading.
Oh, it's loading.
It's loading because the eShop is terrible in that respect.
All of the Nintendo shops have been shit. Like,
It's a beat 'em up.
there is like I said, there's no excuse for how shitty the shop runs.
All of the shops run pretty bad. PS3 when they switched the PS4 like interface, was just as bad.
Well, if it's only going to be $4.99.
It's added to your wish list, you idiot. So no, I was trying to find a more even I wouldn't even say a AAA game, but like a game that is more a higher tier developer.
That's not Nintendo.
That's not Nintendo, because it gets the problem with this bullshit that's happening.
Okay.
Is these games get buried in the glut of shit.
So go to Lisfanga, because that actually looks like a decent.
I want to say this was Inti Creates. No.
I mean, from
Quantic Dream.
Oh, Quantic Dream. Oh, jeez.
It's like a Diablo, I think.
Yeah, but Quantic Dream was the group that did Heavy Rain.
Right. But I think the game is kind of like a Diablo-ish.
Yeah, it looks Diablo-ish, but I mean, it
looks more like Hades.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. But okay, let's take a game like this, $25. That's actually it's probably a quality game. All right.
Yeah.
This game is not going to get much fanfare because it gets buried in this bullshit that comes out the same fucking day.
Well, not to mention that game comes out on the 14th. Okay. Look how far down the list we are just to hit the 14th.
You have the fucking 4 releases. Well, this is Deluxe Bundle, Digital Art, Digital Soundtrack, and Neptunia is a big franchise, and they pump out games like no one's business. I don't know who's still buying these fucking games because they're not that good.
They've never been good.
Game Maker? Huh.
It's just their whatever.
Oh, that's a digital art book, and that's a digital soundtrack. You can buy
and then you have the Deluxe Bundle, which comes with both of them.
Oh, okay.
But my point is, there are a lot of games that get lost in how many games that get released. Look at this. So the 14th, then 2 days later, you got this, and just every day it's something new. So if you never heard of this, it's going to be hard to find because now you have 40 other titles coming out in a week that bury it, and then it gets no recognition. It comes and goes, and it's a problem because if you look at the PlayStation Store, right, they release maybe 5 games in a week, maybe 1 week, 5 games.
Okay.
Not 15 in a day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's not 15 in a day.
I think this is the one that's Inti Creates.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit, but I get what you're saying.
I think I'm exaggerating a little bit. Some of these, it's like 10 games in a day. This is Inti Creates. I don't know anything about Umbra Claw. Very stylized. I usually like Inti Creates. I don't think this is for me, but whatever. It's a demo. But so like I said,
I understand the dangers of games that should.
Here's a AAA game
that should maybe get some kind of fanfare, but don't because they're buried under the glut. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing that happens with apps as well too. On like the Android store or the like Google Play or on the iTunes store or the iTunes shop, whatever it is, where these apps can come out or these games can be released on like iPhone and Android, and they just get buried because there's so much other extra shovelware and crap that comes out.
Santa's just Chimney Quest.
Star Wars Hunters.
Dude, this has been on like the estimated release thing for like over 2 years, I think. I don't even know what Star Wars Hunters is. They announced it a long time ago, but
So I mean,
I'm about to say I thank you for at least acknowledging the problem.
Oh no,
that's happening.
I already know that it's a problem.
Yes,
but see, and this is.
I get what you're saying. People are buying it, obviously.
Is it really? I guess overall it will affect Nintendo because if they put something on the shop,
they get a percentage of it. They don't care.
They do get a percentage of it, but is it really on them to have to police this so that certain games, like you think that Lizfanga should be a popular game, it should get some kind of mainstream attention, whatever it is. Is it on Nintendo to have to purge a lot of the crap and the shovelware that's on here just so that Lizfanga gets its due, or like its time in the sun?
Yes.
It's Nintendo's responsibility, even though Nintendo has nothing to fucking do with it. Wow, I don't know why I just got really upset.
I know you did, and that's what's hilarious.
Wow.
If you owned a store, like a retail store, it's your responsibility for what you sell in the store, is it not?
It is, but if you have a store where literally you have a bunch of shit, but it's still selling,
you can sell drugs.
Then what's the problem?
You can sell drugs.
So now we're comparing bad games to drugs?
But you said it doesn't, as long as it's selling, it's not your responsibility what gets sold in your store.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying now.
There's bullshit in here that does not deserve to be here. That clearly Red Deer Games is fully guilty of.
The other problem is Nintendo is profiting off of this.
Yes, they are.
They are making money off of people scamming people with some of these games.
Yeah, because like some of them are scams. Yeah, especially when they're the definitive and expanded edition and whatever.
Premium, all the buzzwords. Edition.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
So there was, I read an article about this kind of thing too, about the eShop, and how, like I said, the stills they're showing are not the graphics that are in game.
Well,
which is a thing.
That's a problem, though.
Yes. And people are getting scammed. And as far as I know, Nintendo has no refund policy. So if you spent $17 on a game that is not what was advertised, which is guilty of some of these things. Some of these games are guilty of that.
Well, I guess then in that sense, it is on Nintendo to at least have some kind of almost like a game tester or something, just to make sure that the game itself that people are getting matches what they are seeing. But it's unfortunately it's indicative of a problem, like a bigger problem in video games. It's
the digital market.
It is the digital market, because even games like what is it, the group that did what is it?
Quantic?
No, not Quantic. That did Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red. They were guilty of the same thing too, where they were showing video and things of stuff in game that wasn't actually in game. The quality was much better in their what they were showing than what ended up in the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, even the top tier developers and the AAA companies, they're still doing the same thing. And these companies are like, well, okay, CD Projekt Red is doing it, why can't I do it?
Well, I mean, false promises have been a thing for games as far back as
the Nintendo,
since
Nintendo, or even the Atari, where you get.
How many times was Fable guilty of that? The developer of Fable would promise all these things
that you could plant a seed and it will grow in 20 years into a tree.
Sure. Yeah. Or they like you said, the Cyberpunk with the graphics, because I mean, to be honest, tech demos and builds like that are bullshit anyway.
Yes.
A lot of the problems like graphic downgrades, to a certain degree, the stuff that they're developing on is stronger than the systems they'll be on, so they're able to make them at a higher level. It's like a movie when they shoot it in 8K and then you watch it on a lower resolution screen.
Of course, but at the same time, couldn't they?
Now, entire gameplay mechanics being all of a sudden cut. That's
but you would also think too, though, that if they are they're developing it so that you're seeing it from their development tools. wouldn't they be able to just dumb it down so that it's like this is what it will be closer to what it looks like on an
graphics? I think are one of those ones where it's weird. It's where you shoot for the higher, so when you scale it down, it still looks better.
Okay,
but it's still a noticeable difference between.
So then it would be on them to show them what that scaled down version looks like instead of
100%.
So, but I think honestly, we see it here, and maybe it's more blatant. Maybe it's more blatant for on the Nintendo or on the eShop than it is on PlayStation, the PS Store, or the Xbox Live or whatever it is. But honestly, I think that these are issues that are more ingrained in video games than it is than Nintendo should necessarily take blame for.
See, I blame every step of the ladder.
They could be one of those groups that you know what, maybe start policing this kind of stuff and kind of monitoring what comes in, because then that encourages everybody to get better. Like going back to the Nintendo, when they were policing companies to say
5 a year,
5 a year, don't mess it up.
Yeah.
And if you mess it up, oh well, you've used your 5, so that we're not going to throw a glut of crap at this system.
Even though they snaked their own system by creating other companies, Konami, Ultra. I mean,
so I would be willing to bet that there were not a lot of game companies.
Not a lot, but Konami was in.
Konami was.
That was a big title, or a big company.
And I guarantee you that Nintendo had some kind of say in that, knowing, we screwed the pooch on this one.
There's also a very big difference between then and now. I can go online now, or even on my phone, and download the stuff to make a game. You couldn't do that back then.
Exactly.
So anyone, literally anyone, can get their hands on the stuff to create games nowadays. And it's same thing with making movies and stuff. Not everyone should be allowed to. I am sorry. There should be some sort of standard.
Well,
not everyone should be given fair opportunity to do it.
Not everyone should be given a voice.
I was gonna say you're walking down a slippery slope there with the whole First Amendment type
skill,
stuff.
And
it's you're stupid enough to the point to where you shouldn't say anything. You just shouldn't talk.
No, there are some people that they should have that right revoked.
Another thing I wanted to point out is how many bigger titles were on that list of upcoming. How many AAA developers did you see comparatively?
A handful. I mean, Shin Megami Tensei, Nintendo was on there.
Yeah,
Quantum
the Monster
Dream.
Stories.
Yeah.
Capcom was on there.
Capcom.
So, but
there was maybe
I would say 20%. I wouldn't even say that much.
No, probably 10%.
10%.
Maybe 15 at most.
So you look at in polar opposite, like the PlayStation Store, I don't know Xbox. I have no access to that store, but I would say it's completely the other way around. 90% is probably AAA. 10% is indie. So.
Maybe it's more expensive to put a game on the PlayStation Store or Xbox Live than it is Nintendo.
I would hazard a guess that Xbox probably learned after the fiasco that the 360 had with their shop. Well, anyone and their mom could release a game. There were games that were so terrible, I would be embarrassed to have my name anywhere associated with them.
Part of me thinks the reason we're not seeing AAA stuff on here, or even just higher tiered indie developers, is because the Switch is dying as a system.
It's on legacy mode. It's not dying.
When the PS5 came out,
legacy mode usually for software development means they just maintain. They don't.
When PS5 came out and what's the latest one? Series X, S, whatever the fuck it is.
X and S.
They were still new enough that developers were still developing for PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah. Well, now I think we finally jumped the shark. You see more for PS5 exclusive, Xbox Series, whatever the fuck exclusive. You don't see many going for both systems. You know what I mean? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was only PS5. It was not PS4 as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
A lot of games are starting to do that.
Oh, you mean we finally actually shifted?
We've shifted to PS5 to the new generation.
Yeah, but also too, there's been talk for a while about Switch 2. happening.
Right.
And there's also been talk about PlayStation going with the PlayStation 5 Pro
Their
and
Pro model.
and newer, the PlayStation 6 possibly.
Yes.
So that to them may signal their desire to say, okay, now we're trying to phase out PlayStation 4. There's no reason to keep anything
Right.
PlayStation 4, which is why they're starting to go to PlayStation 5, because now you have to start thinking about, we got to push sales for the PlayStation 5 Pro. We have to start getting people ready and developing for PlayStation 6, all that other stuff. And I think that the same thing's happening with the Switch. Is I don't think it's necessarily dying, but
Oh no.
I mean, it could be.
It's dying.
It could be, but also too, there's still plenty of stuff coming out for it. But at some point, they do have to take the bulk of their attention and put it towards the Switch 2, because that's on the horizon.
The Switch is too inferior of hardware.
Nintendo has always had inferior hardware.
To a point, but now you're
Depends on the
two
era.
generations behind as opposed to one. That's why you're not seeing a game come out for PS5 and Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, that Shin Megami 5 Vengeance.
That new Turtles game that I got, that came out
Well,
for
actually,
PlayStation.
here's a
5
good example.
and
Go up
Switch.
to search. Go up to search. real quick.
If I'm not mistaken, that Turtles game, wasn't that just a port of a mobile game?
Of an arcade game.
Is it arcade?
Yeah, it's arcade.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still,
But it's just a port, yeah,
It didn't
sure.
need much tweaking in terms
No.
of that. I'm talking about it from a
No,
developer's.
here's a good example. Go up to search.
God, their story's so sluggish.
Look
Yes.
up Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1. Yep. That's the one.
Anytime.
This is just abysmal.
Is yours like that too?
Yeah,
It's not just mine? Okay,
it's
not
the
mine.
shop.
It's always been that way.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason, they're shop.
Holy fuck, is there a lot for this?
Yeah. Just go to whatever the base one.
Wow.
$70.
But like-
$70
For a Switch game.
Don't be upset.
70 for Switch is a little absurd.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
Do you remember being a kid and seeing new Super Nintendo games
Wait
that
till
were
you see the
$69.99?
graphics.
70 for Switch is absurd. Most Switch titles are $60 tops. I expect to spend 70
Oh my
on a
God,
big
do they
title
not
for
even-
PS5.
Do they not even offer any other
Oh my god,
pictures?
there is no pictures.
They removed the other pictures. That tells you something.
Well, maybe
Go to Mortal Kombat 11, just out of curiosity.
God,
no,
even
I
this has
know
gotta be scaled
how bad
back.
it was.
That's pretty bad if there's no pictures from a major developer.
Yeah, this one has
Oh,
a couple.
it does have a couple.
3. One of those
If-
is
if they
the
even
thumbnail. The thumbnail. One's probably
One's
the
a
video.
video.
And then
2 are probably videos.
Oh yeah.
2 are video. There are no stills.
Was that Nightwolf? No. Oh, wow,
Spawn.
that is Nightwolf. Spawn, Terminator, Joker.
Is that
Shanks.
Aloy?
it's Sindel.
I
Oh,
know.
that is Sindel. And then that's
Joker and
That's
Shang Tsung,
yeah.
but it's Kerry Tagawa.
oh, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You jumped the shark years ago.
like, yeah, it's.
But no, well, actually, Mortal Kombat 1 is a good example of it. Look how I remember when that game came out.
Go to the premium edition for 1. Maybe there's pictures under there.
I remember when that game came out, how bad it was compared to its PS5 counterpart,
Yeah.
which is to be expected. I mean, PS5 and Switch, there's no comparison hardware-wise.
Mm-hmm. No.
There just is. Oh my god! But
Is it still loaded?
it's still
Yes.
loading.
Yeah. That's.
But my point is, I except for like Nintendo first-party things like Peach Showtime or its HD remakes of Thousand Year Door and thing. No, there's no previews for anything.
Wow.
I think developers are starting to write off the Switch because you can't dumb a game down enough to make it run.
Why? For MK1, why
The release date was last year.
Yeah, why does it not have a price?
Did it get pulled?
Well, it could have been a download thing only for like a promotion.
It would be removed usually.
No, because I've had a couple of things too that not available for purchase. It was probably included in the combat pack.
I gotcha.
So you buy the combat pack, and these are I don't know why that would be a thing, but
interesting. Okay.
$40
in the game, and the premium edition's already $110. Oh,
but it's I don't know. To me, the shop has been alarming in terms. Maybe the Switch 2 will rectify that, because I know there was rumors that the next Pokemon game would be on Switch 2. They were holding that Pokemon, what is it, ZA, the new Legends game.
Oh,
that's X and Y. Is going to be Switch 2 from rumors. I would hope so, because the Switch has been out for a long time now.
Since 2017. Yeah.
It's having its death knell in terms of holding up graphically.
Yeah, but I mean, when you really think about it, though, I mean, the average lifespan of a console is around like 7 to 10 years.
6 to 8.
6 to 8. No. When did PlayStation 4 come out?
No clue.
Because PlayStation 3...
It's always foggy to me because I buy systems late. I never buy launch, except for I think I got PS5 around launch.
Well, PS3 came out in 2006.
Yes.
And by, I think, maybe 2012?
2013.
2013, so 7 years. And then from PS4 to PS5 came out in 2019, 2020.
I think it was just before the pandemic.
It was.
So 2019.
Yeah, so it was like another 6 years, 7 years. So, I mean, honestly, yes, maybe more so 6 to 8 years as an average lifespan, and it's starting to get closer to that 6-year mark. So I mean, 7 years. The Switch had its time in the sun, and
it definitely did. So the Switch was one of the best consoles selling wise. It was beating out PS4 and
PS5,
fucking Xbox.
Yes, it was.
But I think we're starting to see that decline in quality of because, like I said, I feel like developers are having a harder time.
But also, too, it's the same issue that they were having with the Wii U, and why nothing was ported at that time that was a PlayStation 3 game was it ported to the Wii U, is because it just did not have the capabilities that those systems did. And I think with games like Mortal Kombat 1, you're starting to really see it, too, where they're building these games bigger and bigger and bigger to, a huge size.
100 gigs of a game is 80 to 90 gigs is roughly standard now for a game.
And the Switch can't really handle games of that size.
Those carts are only 32 gigs.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they really do have to dumb it down.
Yeah, or make more of it a download, but on the Switch, that's really not a thing.
Yeah.
So, especially with the limited space you have on a Switch. I mean, your memory cards are generally... You didn't even have a fucking memory card!
For how long?
I didn't need one.
But that's my point. My memory card, I think, is 512 gigabytes.
Okay.
That's not even big enough for 3 games on my PS5.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hopefully somebody sees my point. Besides this fucking clown. You see my point with the whole idea of the shop.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully somebody sees my point besides this fucking clown.
You don't see my point.
Which means that I see your point.
I don't think he does.
Did I say I meant accept. Because you don't see the point that... You don't see what we see. I don't think.
He doesn't play games on the scale that we do.
I guess I'm just not... I guess I'm not as alarmed about it as you are. I think that's where it boils down to.
I wouldn't say I'm alarmed.
You sound pretty alarmed.
I'd say disappointed. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad. Just disappointed. As your voice cracks.
Yes.
I'm just disappointed.
Just disappointed. Because, like I said, I hadn't loaded up my Switch in 3-4 months. And I can't find anything to buy because... There's nothing there.
The Nintendo Shop used to be the bastion of you can go in and always find something good.
My wish list, I had to delete shit because I maxed out the wish list. I haven't added a game to that in a long time.
Have you purchased just about everything from your wish list?
Oh, God, no. I usually wait till they're on sale.
Or
essentially, you're part of the problem.
The other thing is he'll wish list stuff and then wait for the physical, like get the physical, and not remove the thing off his wish list.
Yeah,
he has a very bad habit of doing that. Just so he can keep track of a game that he thinks is going to be interesting, but wants the physical copy.
Like Metroid Prime Remastered, I have on my wish list, but it's mainly so I remember it exists.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I still haven't bought it yet.
Yeah. But, it's...
So he's got a very bad habit with that. So his wish list is a little messy because of that.
Or I'll wish list things that I think look interesting, and then the more I watch it, and then I'm just like,
Not your cup of tea.
Yeah, because I wish list a game called, it was Unsighted, I think it was called. And...
Well, I mean, a great example for PS4, PS5 was Biomutant. Everything we saw, we're like, oh, this game's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be. Played the game and we're like, this is trash. This is like utterly trash.
I truly can't imagine how Biomutant would run on the Switch.
Oh, it ran terrible on.
It was bad on PS4.
Yeah.
I can't fathom how it would run on the Switch.
Unless they really like cut the graphics. Like,
Can I see that on controller?
You see with your eyes, now with your hands.
Yeah, my own controller. Yeah.
But it's, somebody, I'm sure, agrees with Kevin and I that
Nintendo used to have a much tighter control over what they allowed their name to be associated with.
Yeah.
And that seems to be slipping on here.
Contra. You're looking up Contra.
Yeah.
Why?
I want to see, did Operation Galuga come out for the Switch?
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure it did.
Oh, it did? Yeah. I'm just surprised that it wasn't, like, coming up under, like, any of the hot lists and stuff like that.
Again, why would it when...
Or you got the Contra Anniversary Collection.
Why would you buy Contra Operation Galuga when you can buy Hentai Superstars in Space for $4?
Why was there was a season pass for
Rogue Core?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh.
Why not?
Okay.
Oh, but that's it. You could buy the Contra Rogue Core Season Pass, but where's the actual game?
Right there next to Hero Hours Contract.
Oh. It says Contra in the name.
I know.
Interesting.
So that's...
But yes, so in essence, though, I do feel like that would be the biggest problem, is that you lose sight of... Oh, my God. The old arcade game.
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks hideous, but it looks amazing at the same time. But yes, that I feel would be the biggest casualty, is that games like Operation Galuga did not come up on any of our searches that we did under best-selling or
even recent. Well, I suppose it really wasn't that recent.
It's only a month ago. So, I mean,
and we didn't even come across it.
It wasn't that long ago. So, I mean, a game like this by a big developer like Konami, and it's a great game, it's really fun, and it didn't even come up. So, I mean, yes, that to me is the biggest casualty, is that games like this just don't show up as a result of all the shovelware that they have.
Even, like, Sea of Stars, was on like, the recent thing. If it hadn't gotten any sort of fanfare for its, like, it won awards and stuff for how good it was, but like, you'd never find it.
Yeah.
You'd never find half of the great games that come up anymore.
No.
If there was a game that came out a year ago,
yeah,
good fucking luck.
You know what the sad part is? With the amount of stuff, like, we thought it was, like, hard, like playing games on NES and being like, oh, this is a gem. Why did we never hear about this one? And there were only how many games that came out on the NES?
Mm-hmm.
Over the span of, 8 years?
Yeah, ish.
Now, like, multiply that multiple times over for how quickly can games come out now.
Can just multiply.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some games, like, there's going to be gems that are just completely lost because of this sort of, like, surge of crap.
Hence why that's another reason why I wishlist stuff. Like, one game that I truly loved was Time Spinner.
Time Spinner
was a really, really good Metroidvania. And what was one that I really liked? Dreamscaper. You'd never find that here unless you knew somebody who knew about it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's what are you doing?
Time Spinner.
You passed it. It was in that list.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you dumb shit.
How do I go back?
You can't anymore, you dummy.
Yeah, the research what you just did.
I didn't realize.
Oh my god.
I think it's one word.
It'll come up.
Let's see if it comes up. As to Time Spinner.
Yeah, you and I loved it.
I loved it.
It played fantastic.
Which means that I probably won't like it.
No, it was...
I don't like games that you guys like.
That's very true. You didn't like Bloodstained.
No, I didn't. What? Why does it keep doing it?
What are you doing?
Because the stick drift is terrible.
Oh, it's the Joy-Con drift that keeps going back.
His controller's crap.
I know. Why he doesn't have a Pro Controller is...
I do have a Pro Controller. It's upstairs.
That's all you should ever
That's
use.
something... If they come out with the Switch 2 and it has Joy-Con drift of some kind, and they have not learned their lesson, there's going to be problems. Well, the fact that none of the controllers have switched over to the magnetic style, like, analog sticks, they're more expensive to, like, put in the system, but, like, they're better because you can't get drift.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. It looks like it's like straight out of Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Or it actually reminded me a lot of, like, Ario's Sorrow. Yeah. But I guess in summation, that'll do it for this little jaunt.
This little rant.
That probably went on for about 50 minutes. Paul's unfazed by the state of things because he doesn't care.
Except for that one random burst.
Except for one random burst.
It's just because, like, I said something like, and you're just like, yes, they are responsible.
It boiled out of him.
It's...
But I guess...
It was alarming because it used, like Kevin said, it used to be you could log on to the eShop and I could find 10, 12 AAA games coming out that are awesome, a couple of indies that are really, really good.
So I guess here's maybe where the discrepancy comes from, is that you got your Switch right when it launched in 2017.
I did.
You got to see the Switch, like the eShop and where it was, like, at ground zero.
Yeah.
I did not get a Switch until 2020? No. 2019. I didn't get one until 2019, and I don't think that I actually ended up going onto their eShop until, embarrassingly enough, probably like 2021? 2022 maybe even?
Yeah, that's
so it's like, so what I'm seeing as, like, there's a bunch of junk, there's a bunch of shovelware, but mixed in there's some gems here and there. That's what I've always been used to. So to me, nothing has really changed. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
To you're seeing a completely different side of, like, why is all this shit here, and why is it so hard to find top tier stuff?
Yeah. Maybe.
So I haven't experienced that.
I suppose you've kind of always been that way. You've never really browsed shops very much.
No. I'm very. It's weird.
We're anti-digital.
Yeah, but I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like it's kind of like agoraphobia. Only like.
You don't want to open Pandora's box.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what I'm saying, though. It's not quite agoraphobia, but it's something akin to it.
Yeah, I can understand.
It's like, okay, I have a video game. Yes, I have a system. Yes, it can go online, but I don't care. I just put the game in and I start playing it. Like, that's all. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's it. You don't want to open the door.
You will. Like, it would embarrass you when I first started going through, like, the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 5, because I'm like, oh, I have access to this. Like, I didn't think to, like, go through and browse and see, like, what games they have.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, it would. You'd probably look at me like,
that's the first thing I did.
We look every week.
That's the first thing I did when I got my system was turn it on in store.
Are you? It's like, are you a moron? Why haven't you ever done this before? And then I'm looking through it like, wow, there's so much stuff here.
You're like
it's like a kid in a candy store.
Or you're flashbacking to those days at Best Buy where you see all the tickets. Or Toys R Us.
Yeah, Toys R Us had the tickets. Yeah, Best Buy, yeah, God, I remember when Best Buy had the big display.
Oh, yeah.
The 3x3 grid TVs that were hung on the ceiling.
The one you could see from anywhere in the store.
Yep, and
With
you could see people playing games.
14 entries of hentai slide girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That to me is, and we talked about this off camera, but I find it really funny that the developers on here, like Red Deer Games, can call their games hentai anything.
Yeah.
Because I was playing Pokemon Sun, and I tried to nickname my Mischievous hentai head.
Why?
Because she's got the little tentacles and stuff on the back of her head.
Oh my God! All right, I would have named her Predator, but okay,
Makes sense though.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I tried to do that, and it said, "This word is not allowed." And I'm like, okay, so I did hen and then hyphen tie head, and it read, of course.
Did you try it in Leet?
In Leet? What?
Yeah. H3N.
Oh no, I didn't.
T.
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, maybe that would have worked.
It probably would have. But I'm just saying, it's funny that a Nintendo game would not allow you to use the word hentai, but yet they can sell stuff under the word hentai, and they don't have a problem with it.
Oh, Nintendo's just so inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. That's probably my biggest pet peeve in life, is just inconsistency.
Yeah.
I am a very consistent person. If you do something for one person, you should do it for everybody else.
Agree.
And when it is,
which is why I'm so harsh and judgy.
Yeah, and when it's different.
If I judge one person, I have to judge them all.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
That's why I'm a curmudgeon.
But it just boils me that it's like, okay, so I can't have a game where I can use the word hentai, but yet you can sell stuff and profit off of using that word in the descriptions, when chances are it doesn't even have anything to do with what actual hentai is.
No, not really.
So,
but yes, it's worrisome to me, and it, I don't know. Hopefully you guys see the issue.
I see the issue. I'm just not seeing it as dire as Andy is. So maybe some of you are seeing it as dire as Andy is.
Well, I always equated console eShops better than Steam.
You know what the worst part will be? If the Switch 2, when it comes out, the eShop is just backwards backwards, and they load all of this junk into the new stuff.
I think that should be their time to just clean house.
Start
over again. Get rid of all this stuff, and
that's where it'll be a major issue if they don't.
And put into place finally some controls to where they can at least view this stuff or look at it or just decide whether or not. I mean, gatekeep basically. I mean, it's their store. They can do whatever the heck they want with it. And I think that they should honestly be a little bit more mindful about what's going on to it.
Yeah, I agree. But leave us a comment in on the video. Let us know what you think.
Yep. Are you also in Dyersville? Population Andy?
Are you angry, like Paul and I, or Kevin and I, about the state of our precious eShop?
Or
I
are
wouldn't
you?
say it's precious because my Switch is collecting dust.
Or are you easygoing like me and said, I've seen it before?
Or are you more than happy to play Find the Pussy in New York? Whatever the fuck what was it? Cats in New York.
What?
That's a different game. Speaking of hentai.
That one usually costs you more.
NESPowerTrip@gmail.com. You can shoot us an email with your thoughts. Or a suggestion to actually play something.
Sometimes I don't understand you guys. I don't understand why you guys make fun of me. It's just because I say.
The sad part is he's the old man of the group.
Just because I say that I can associate, I can understand why people would find interest in this game and probably buy it. All of a sudden you're like, oh, he likes playing this game.
You know what?
On the weekends.
You know what Paul is? Paul is our eShop. Just full of shit. Subscribe.
Take us out.
Share us. Like us. iTunes or Spotify. iTunes or Spotify for the PTG Powercast, which this could have been, but I thought it would have been better with the visual aid.
Yeah.
So people could see. And I guess that's it. That's all I got. There you go. Next time on Power Trip,
we'll do something.
We'll play a game that is not
the eShop.
Not the eShop.
And maybe they'll stop making fun of me.
That's not happening anytime soon. As long as I'm breathing.
That's a tall order.